Hey friends, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a bookshelf that you draw yourself in on some lined paper, and then you're going to be writing in all the books that you read this summer. I'm so glad you're here.
Okay, for this project, we're going to be doing a bookshelf, and I am going to skip the first line on my lined paper, and I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines down one side and going to go all the way across. So I'm just tracing that blue line till I hit the other really light red one on the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then come across like this, just tracing that blue line. You could also use a ruler. I'm going to skip one line. Come all the way across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Some people really like it. It'll be super straight. If you're one of those people, you could definitely use a ruler. I'm going to come all the way across, and I'm going to kind of skip a spot in the middle in case I want to have something hanging down below my shelf. You'll see why in a minute. I'm going to skip a line, come all the way across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You could make them different heights if you wanted to and not do 5 each time, but I like to make them look even. 4, 5. Come all the way across. All the way across again. I skipped another line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All the way across. I'm going to skip a little space right there so I can have something hanging down if I want to. And on the bottom one, maybe I'll skip a little spot in the middle here so I can have something kind of sticking up. It's not going to get messed up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's as many as I can fit evenly. So at the bottom I'll do some kind of fun foot. So now I'm going to come down all the way from the top as straight as I can. You could definitely use a ruler if you want to. I don't want to use a ruler today. And then all the way down this way on my lined paper, keeping it as neat as I can, but of course it doesn't have to be perfect. We are not perfect. We're just trying to be creative and have fun. I'm going to come in a little bit. I'm going to come this way, here, and then I'll just kind of curve down to meet this so it looks like it has like a foot on it, like shelves sometimes do. Okay, so on these shelves we're going to put all of our books. We're not going to write any titles on them right now, and we can fill them in as we read them this summer, or you can fill in all the books you've ever read that you really liked. So you're going to do 2 lines, and then some people like to curve it across the top like that, and then I like to do a little bit of a different height. So on this next one I'm going to do a little shorter, then I like to make them a little bit skinnier, try to make them look all a little bit different. There we go. And then what you can do is you can do like a diagonal one to give it some interest. So I'm going to do 2 diagonal lines here, and then a curve and a curve like that, and then switch back to my straight up and down ones. Down, down, a big fat one, curve it, and then a curve, and then down, big fat curve, and then down, little skinny one. Okay, and then you could do some on the side, like somebody set them down on their side like that, and then you could just follow the lines of your notebook and make them all the same if you want, or you can make like a fatter one. Depends on what you want it to look like. Then I'm going to switch back to my straight up and down ones. That. Great. Now on this line, I'm going to have mostly books, but I'm going to have one thing that hangs down just a little bit. And what I like to put right here is a nice little kitty cat tail. Like my cat is taking a little nap on that shelf. I can just close that off. And then put my U shape, my upside down V's on his head, his little whiskers, a U, and close it off. J, his eyes. Give this little fuzzy stuff right here, a little extra foot. That's my dog eating in the background. And then everywhere else on that shelf, I'm going to have more books because I want to have all of the titles of my books. And then just one little spot for my cat. Whenever I am trying to do some drawing or reading or journaling or writing, my cat always wants to be on top of what I'm doing. So I know that my cat would love to be on this bookshelf, just amongst the books that I'm either planning on reading or already read. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna come down here just so you can see what I'm gonna do down here. I'm gonna add a little bit of a plant down here that interrupts that space a little bit. The plant is on the bottom shelf. These are just upside down V's, and then my pot for my plant, so that's interrupting the top right here. And then what else could I have hanging down on this side? Maybe maybe I'll have another kitty cat, just his little paw sticking down like this, like he's maybe gonna try to grab something, the book on the lower shelf below him. If he did that, he would want to have his little rear end sticking up. There we go. Maybe he's grabbing at something on the bottom, or maybe he's just gonna scratching it, because sometimes cats scratch stuff. Then he'd really be in trouble. Okay, I'm gonna show you this as I'm making all of the books. Okay, now comes what I think of as the really fun part, which is when you get to go back into your bookshelf and start filling in the books you've read. I like to make it a rule that I don't fill in anything I haven't read already, or I'm in the process of reading, like practically done. So right now I have started a book called Daring Greatly. I'm almost finished with it, so I'm going to go ahead and include it there. Don't put books that you want to read. Make sure that you have it in your hand. I mean, that's my rule. You could certainly change your rule if you want to. You could add comic books, or you could add picture books, what other kind of books you want, and then just start filling in all of your titles during the summertime, or during this time of pandemic when we're all home. And see how many you can fill in. I've given myself a lot of books, so I have a lot of reading to do. I'll show it to you again when it's all colored in. Okay, so now it's ready to add my titles to it. I can keep adding titles that I'm reading right now, or I can wait and see what else I'm going to read this summer. I'm going to go ahead and put another name on here. I just have a couple that I'm reading right now, but as you read this summer, you can fill them all up. I can't wait to see what you do. I'm so glad you're here, and I hope you have a creative time doing this project.